I do want to focus on your Masonic history. I mean, you joined Masonry when you left the military.
When I be yeah when I came back from World War II, and I don't recall the exact year. I guess I should know, but anyhow, I went to this friend of mine. His name was Duffendack in my hometown in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, and he had been involved with our DeMolay when I was in high school, and so I knew he was a Mason, and I could ask him. I could have asked my father, but my father belonged to a lodge up in Kansas, Keystone Lodge, I think it was called, in Coffeyville, Kansas. So I asked Mr. Duffenbach, who owned the jewelry store, what I should do because I'd like to become a Mason. And so he said, "I'm glad you asked me because this is the first step." And anyhow, he got the paperwork so I could apply, and we discussed it. I said, Mr. Duffendack, I am Jewish. And he said, yes, and he says, we do not have any Jews in our lodge, but I'm sure that you'll be accepted. Well, I said, well, I don't want to be embarrassed, obviously. And so anyhow, I applied and was accepted, found out I was the first Jew in that lodge, which was a rather old lodge in Bartlesville. Anyhow, that had my religion had nothing to do with it, obviously. It's just that I wasn't hiding anything from anybody. And, of course, there was, I won't say it's anti-Semitic activity, anything like that, but there was a lot of prejudice one way or another. But I was accepted, and I was very proud of the fact that I was accepted into the Blue Lodge.
Came back to the States.
Realizing, that, of course, that when I was overseas during World War II, that was 1944, and we were deeply involved in the war, and we weren't talking about fraternal organizations we mostly, if we were just sitting around discussing other girls, why we were probably discussing tactics and how we would perform, and because we would fly our mission, but we weren't in constant combat like the ground troops. We were in combat while we were on a mission, and so no, we did not. We didn't. I'm sure I ran into some Masons and probably talked about our background, saying, "Yeah, I was a DeMolay," and some of them, because we were all young. The max age. There were some exceptions, but the max age for anybody going through the pilot training was 26 years old. At first there was minimum age, but the time I got to it, which was in 43, I was only 18 years old, I guess, when I first applied. And so 18 to 26, well, actually I didn't get my wings till I was 19, but that was the age limit, so we were all young people. There wasn't much talk about fraternal organizations at that time. It was a war was on, and that was our main concern.